So you're thinking about moving to Birmingham, Michigan. Well, in this video, we want to give you an overview of Birmingham, Michigan, what it's like to live there, a little bit about the food, the real estate, the culture, so you can learn more if Birmingham is for you. My name is Matt Talbot. I am your host, and we're going to jump right into things. So to give you an overall view of Birmingham, Michigan, the population is 21,000 people, and that's within the city limits of Birmingham itself. The city is actually under 5 square miles. It's like 4.73 square miles to be exact. So it is a smaller downtown area, but one of the reasons why it's so sought out is because although it's not a huge city by any means, it has a lot of bang for your buck in that area. What do I mean by that? As an example, there are 26 different parks in Birmingham with over 260 acres of park square footage. So what I mean by that is when you're in the city itself and you're walking to downtown, there's a lot of shopping and restaurants and everything that you want out of a city like Birmingham, but it's a very, very walkable city with beautiful parks everywhere. There's a river at one point, and so it's just a very scenic vibe as you walk through Birmingham. We'll get some B-roll going here so you can kind of go ahead and see for yourself. That's one of the reasons why it's so sought out. It's about 25 minutes from Detroit and about 35 minutes from Detroit Airport. Birmingham sits on the Woodward corridor, so if you're in Detroit, you start going down Woodward, which is slightly north west. You're going to run into Ferndale and cities like Royal Oak, and eventually run into Birmingham about 25 minutes or so from the city of Detroit up Woodward. It's easy in and out as far as expressway, so you can jump over to 75, head north and south if you need to, or you can actually just take Woodward to 696 and head east and west. So you can, head back west if you like to cities like Farmington, or if you work potentially in Novi, different places like that. It's kind of easy in and out once you take Woodward to 696 as well. Like I said, about 38 minutes from Detroit Airport. I think it can be a little bit longer at times if there's traffic. Like right now, there's a lot of road construction and stuff like that. So it might take you a little bit longer on days like today. So awesome downtown area, very, very sought out area for a lot of different reasons. And one of the reasons is the housing statistics, which is what we're going to jump into next. So one of the reasons why Birmingham is so sought out is because of the downtown area, like I was saying. Additionally, too, one of the reasons why people want to live in that downtown area is because so many of the beautiful homes and so much of the awesome real estate that you have in downtown Birmingham. So there's a variety of different products in Birmingham, from older Victorian house, mid-century modern houses, to a lot of new construction, as well as really high-end condos in downtown itself, meaning you're right in the thick of things. It's condo living. You take an elevator up. There's a few different beautiful condos and more developments actually happening in Birmingham as we speak downtown. So to give you a rundown of the housing statistics, Birmingham is one of the more affluent areas, so it's going to be on the higher end of the housing statistics here in Southeast Michigan. Again, there's a lot of reasons for that between what we already talked about and what we're going to get into in a minute. But to give you a rundown currently in 2024 here, the average housing price is $948,000, just over $948,000, which is up from $731,000 in 2012. So a big jump since 2012, right? And that's Southeast Michigan as a whole. We've increased a lot. There's been very low inventory. There's been crazy appreciation. Everyone knows that in most markets across the country, and it definitely holds here in Southeast Michigan, and even more in a city like Birmingham where it's such a sought out area. There's tons of new construction. A lot of people want to be there. There's a reason for that. Homes for sale are only 91 currently. It's just down 52% since 2021 and 60% since 2019. So again, one of the reasons why you're seeing this appreciation is because the amount of homes for sale and inventory available in a city like Birmingham is very, very low. Average days on market, 35, which is about what we're seeing for the most part. We do a lot of these videos on different areas throughout Southeast Michigan here, and we're seeing a lot between 25 and 35, sometimes a little bit higher at 40. So around 1 month of days on market is very, very low. That's all homes, and specifically in a city like Birmingham. So your average sale price is just under $1 million, right? And on average, those $1 million homes here in Michigan are really only selling in a month or so. So that's for our marketplace, $1 million homes. The average sale price throughout Southeast Michigan as a whole really is hovering in that 350 range. So when you're talking about a market that averages 950 with a days on market of 30, it's a very, very hot market. Another thing to consider is price per square foot. So for single family homes, we're at $382 on average price per square foot. So you take the total price, you divide it by the total square footage above grade here in Michigan, not including basements, and that gives you a price per square foot. It's something that we really look at a lot when it comes to the real estate market here, and definitely something something you could consider when you're looking at a city like Birmingham, kind of comparing it to other areas. Single family $377 and condos $380. So like I said, there's some really high-end condos right downtown. Those units are going to be a little bit smaller, but as always in real estate, location, location, location. So the price per square foot is going to be a little bit higher in a condo like that in a downtown area, and also comes with a lot of amenities like parking. Sometimes there's on-site gyms. Sometimes you get, gas and electric included. Just depends on some of that stuff. So a lot of times the price per square foot on a downtown area, or in a downtown area, I should say, like Birmingham, is going to be on the higher end. So on average as a whole, 382, single families 377, and condos 380, again for that high-end real estate. Like I said, lots of different types of homes in Birmingham. You have a lot of new construction. There's a lot of different versions of new construction homes. You have some moderns there. You have some craftsman homes. There's a lot of different types of construction. Another thing to consider in a city like Birmingham, if you're comparing it against other cities, is sort of how they're allowed to build homes in Birmingham. So different cities throughout Southeast Michigan, and of course the country, have different regulations as far as how they're able to build. So the amount of square footage you're able to get on a buildable lot, and other items to consider. And one thing to consider in Birmingham is a lot of the homes, they've allowed actually 3 stories. So most other cities in Southeast Michigan, you're kind of capped at 2 stories. Cities like Northville, downtown Plymouth, other cities throughout Southeast Michigan go to, I think the same in Rochester. There's more requirements as far as build requirements to keep that 2-story build type. So Birmingham's allowing for 3 stories, which allows for a lot of your bigger homes. So if you're looking for a home that's 3,500 square feet, 4,000 square feet, and you want a downtown area, there's only so many pockets in town where you're able to accomplish that, and Birmingham is one of those areas. Other cities, other hot cities throughout Southeast Michigan, a lot of times it's harder to fit, that 3,500, 4,500 square foot house on a city lot without that 3rd floor. So something to consider if you need a bigger home, you want walking distance, you got the big family, whatever, then Birmingham could be a great target market for you. Up next is food, restaurants, the bar scene in Birmingham. So there's a lot of things happening in Birmingham, Michigan, without a doubt. We have a little list here that my team put together, and there's a variety of other options, of course, on top of this list. There's tons of restaurants, hotels, boutique hotels with restaurants in them. I mean, it's sort of like a scene in Birmingham, right? To give you an example, like 220 Merrill Street is right off the corner of Maple and Pierce, right up the street from Pierce at least, and is one of the most sought out areas that gives you great lunch vibes, brunch vibes, dinner vibes. There's also kind of like a drink scene in there as well too. Social's another one, Woodward and Maple, Townhouse, Woodward and Maple. We have Lux Bar and Grill on here. Hyde Park Steakhouse is right downtown. One of the locations is right in downtown Birmingham. They have another location in Northville as well too. Hyde Park is where you go to get, the big steak, all the sides kind of a la carte. They have the nice glasses of wine, all that good stuff. It's kind of like, I think they wear like tuxedos, like nice suits or whatever, the servers there. So it's kind of like that nice steakhouse vibe. There's other places like that as well too. One of my personal favorites as well is Phoenicia. That's a great spot. It is a Mediterranean type vibe. So has that Lebanese Mediterranean feel to the food. And then also one of my personal favorites as well too is Birmingham Roast. Is a coffee shop in downtown Birmingham. There's several other coffee shops in Birmingham, and of course lots of your more national chains as well too. There's a Lululemon, a Starbucks, all that good stuff, that Restoration Hardware, all that good stuff that you're looking for in downtown Birmingham as far as those more national chains. So a lot of people that are looking for cute boutique stuff, they want a theater to walk to in downtown Birmingham, they want nice restaurants, a couple different boutique hotels, the parks, all that good stuff. That's why it's such a sought out area. That's why the price per square foot is a little bit higher. That's why the average sale price is higher in a city like Birmingham. It is a hot spot. It is one of the most hot cities in Michigan, has been like that for a long time and continues to be so. There's lots of tear down new construction homes, lots of different options when it comes to that. So for those people looking for this type of vibe, that's the general consensus if you're thinking about Birmingham, Michigan. 2 other items we want to talk about on our list today. One is going to be a quick rundown of the public schools, the education system. Everyone always has questions there when they're thinking about moving to an area. And 2 is going to be things to do. We'll end with that. Got some good stuff for last. So education, Birmingham School District, 28 preschools, 20 elementary schools, 18 middle schools, 7 high schools, and it has a student-teacher ratio of 21 to 1. There's also a high school graduation rate of 80.5%. 8.7%. So Birmingham schools are very, very sought out. To be in Birmingham schools, for the most part, of course, are in the city limits of Birmingham, but it also touches other areas as well too because of some of the overlap. So you could be in like a Beverly Hills address and technically be aligned to Birmingham schools and stuff like that. But they are very, very sought out. We can't steer you or guide you to a specific school district, of course. If you dive into the data and look online, and as far as school resources and stuff, I think you'll find Birmingham is very highly ranked. Additional to, a lot of people decide to send their kids in a city like Birmingham to public schools. There's a lot of different public schools locally. One of the most sought out and definitely renowned schools in the entire state is Cranbrook, which actually starts elementary school all the way through high school. Cranbrook is just down Woodward, technically Bloomfield Hills, just past Birmingham, but I mean, it's like seconds from Birmingham. It's very close to that area. And so Cranbrook is also one of the private school options, which if you're interested in private schools and you're thinking about Birmingham, definitely check out Cranbrook as well too. There's a ton of rich history there, a lot of things happening on that campus. It's massive. We're actually going to talk more about that in a second. So school is really sought out. There's a lot of different options when it comes to private schools locally, as well as, of course, Birmingham Public Schools, a great rundown there, and you can deep dive at birminghampublicschools.gov as well. So last but not least, I want to paint a picture of sort of what downtown Birmingham is like, additionally to things to do in Birmingham. So we'll show some B-roll as we're rolling through this to kind of give you an idea of what it looks like in downtown. But downtown is approximately 300 stores according to this article that we pulled up, which is I think a Birmingham. Yeah, it's from birminghamgov.org. So it's their local site there. City has tennis courts, 2 golf courses, baseball diamonds, and bike paths. Birmingham Country Club and Lincoln Hills are in Birmingham, but also when it comes to golf courses. So, okay, Birmingham Country Club, Lincoln Hills are in the city of Birmingham. But if you're into golf, if you're into country clubs, there's a lot of options in the general area. So people that are living in cities like Birmingham or Bloomfield or the surrounding cities like Franklin and stuff, there's a heck of a lot of golf courses and specifically private clubs as well too. Some of the most notable, Oakland Hills, which is world renowned. Ryder Cup's been there, US Open's been there, PGA. I mean, international type tournaments have been there. Franklin Hills is another big country club, very, very sought out. Bloomfield Hills Country Club. Pine Lake is a great course. Wabeek is fantastic as well too. Those are private options in Birmingham. So once you get in that area, there's a lot of private clubs. And if you continue to head north and sometimes west or east a little bit from a city like Birmingham, within a 30 to really hour drive of Birmingham, there's tons of golf courses. So if you're thinking about moving to Michigan and you're into golf, I think Michigan is still ranked number 2 as far as amount of golf courses per capita in the country. I think Florida might be first, Michigan second. So it doesn't make sense for a northern state. A lot of people probably wouldn't think of Michigan being like a very, very big golf state, but it actually has tons of golf courses, and specifically this part of Southeast Michigan, lots of private clubs as well too, if that's of interest to you. Other things to do, Birmingham Museum, Maple and Southfield Road, admission $7 or less, so that has monthly lectures and stuff like that at the Birmingham Museum. Birmingham 8 is going to be the theater. It's actually an Imagine Theater, so I think those are across the country. Imagine Theater in downtown Birmingham, so you could walk to that if you're walking distance to downtown Birmingham. It's right in the thick of stuff as well too. And then we talked about Cranbrook. So Cranbrook Institute of Science, they have a lot going on the campus as well that you can visit. So not only if you go to school there, send your kids to school there, but there's a lot to do. Woodward and Long Pine Road, founded in 1904 and has over 2,000 plus visitors per month, and that's the Institute of Science. So the school is I think pretty much national renowned. I mean, it's a huge thing here in Michigan. Like Cranbrook is definitely one of the top private schools to go to for a lot of different people, and there's a lot of things happening on the campus. Like I said, the Institute of Science has over 200,000 visitors per month. The Art Museum at Cranbrook, founded in 1904 as well too, part of the Cranbrook educational community, and is one of the first contemporary art museums in America. Contemporary art museums in America. I don't know if I said that clear or not. So again, lots of things happening on that campus. It's a lot of people, check things out there. A lot of obviously people go to school there. Cranbrook, although Bloomfield, very close to Birmingham, is one of the focal points of this part of town. Okay. Birmingham Village Players. Village Players was founded in 1923. A club then changed to a community theater. It's one of the oldest community theaters in Michigan and is one of the top 50 oldest theaters in the United States. First performed The Maker of the Dreams. So one thing that Michigan's kind of known for, or if you're not from the area and you're not familiar, is we have a lot of things that date back a very long time. One of the reasons is the auto industry, okay? So when the auto industry became hot in the early 1900s, a lot of people moved here. A lot of these towns became more popular. And so there's a lot of old towns from that. And there's even older towns from the farmer communities that we had in Michigan a long time ago. So there's a lot of old museums. There's a lot of, hey, we had the first this or the most continually operating that, which is kind of true. I think like downtown Detroit, there's a bowling alley in Midtown. And I'm pretty sure that's like the longest continually operating bowling alley in the country. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. So we have a lot of these types of things happening here in Michigan, this old rich history, and the Village Players is an example of that. Last but not least, well, two pieces. One is the Birmingham Farmers Market every Sunday from 9 to 2 in the summer, over 70 different vendors. That's a pretty good sized farmers market. And there are a host of other farmers market throughout Southeast Michigan. Again, any of these little downtown areas, at Birmingham, a Northville, a Plymouth, you go to Rochester. I mean, the Easter Market is crazy in downtown Detroit, which again is only 25 minutes away from Birmingham, but Easter Market every Saturday is huge. It's one of the biggest farmers markets in the country, and it's a really cool thing to go check out. Again, Detroit isn't necessarily known for these things. Like people across the country probably aren't like, hey, go to Detroit Easter Market, but it's a really cool thing if you're into that type of shopping. If you're into buying local produce, the farmers market, Easter Market, downtown Birmingham, all the surrounding communities, there's a lot of different farmers market happening, so you're able to kind of live that lifestyle, so to speak. Last but not least, Birmingham Athletic Club, swim, tennis, all that good stuff. So there's a lot of different private clubs, golf courses, tennis clubs, Birmingham Athletic Club. You have all that great stuff in downtown Birmingham. I think one of the biggest benefits is you are only 25 minutes to downtown Detroit. So if you want to head to Detroit for a show, a game, what have you, it's not that far away. So you get kind of the best of both worlds. You get this awesome city, lots of cool surrounding stuff as far as country clubs and golf courses and all that good stuff. A fantastic private school if you're looking for those needs in Bloomfield, just outside of Birmingham, and then 25 minutes to Detroit and 35 to 45 minutes to the airport. So there's a reason why Birmingham's so sought out. There's a reason why you're probably watching this video. If you're thinking about moving to Birmingham, let us know. We're local real estate agents here in Michigan, and we're happy to help you on your home search here to Birmingham or some of the surrounding communities. Thank you so much for checking out this video. My name is Matt Talbot. This is the Living in Detroit channel. You have a fantastic day.